The bold and the beautiful, a web of danger, hope, and desperation unfolds as the bold and the beautiful continues to captivate viewers with its intense drama and heart-pounding suspense. The Thursday, July 3rd, 2025 episode promises to be a game-changer. With Steffi Forrester trapped in a deadly situation and Hope Logan holding onto a fragile thread of hope for Liam Spencer, the stakes have never been higher. In the latest twists of this high-octane soap opera, family, danger, and secrets collide, leaving the audience on the edge of their seats. Here's an in-depth look at what's unfolding in this explosive episode, filled with emotional tension, perilous confrontations, and the desperate hope for a miracle. Hashtag Grace Buckingham's grim news for Liam Spencer. The episode begins with a sense of dread hanging over the Spencer family as Grace Buckingham delivers distressing news to Liam Spencer. Liam, who has been fighting a debilitating illness, has been desperately clinging to the hope of a miraculous recovery. His symptoms have continued to worsen, and with no sign of improvement in sight, Liam has been relying on his loved ones for support. Grace's update only brings more bad news, crushing any remaining hopes that things might turn around for him. While Grace delivers the grim update, Hope Logan remains steadfast, holding on to the belief that a miracle could still happen. She hasn't lost faith that Liam could somehow pull through, drawing inspiration from the past. She reminds Liam of Eric Forrester's miraculous recovery, a moment that gave the Forrester family hope when they thought all was lost. Hope clings to this memory, wishing for something similar to happen for Liam. However, Liam, though deeply touched by Hope's optimism, remains pragmatic. He knows that his condition is deteriorating, and he wants to make the most of the time he has left, especially with those he loves the most. The notion of spending as much quality time as possible with Hope, Steffi, and their children, Kelly and Beth, becomes his primary focus. Despite his dwindling time, Liam is determined to create lasting memories with his family. Hashtag Steffi Forrester falls into Luna Nozawa's trap. Meanwhile, Steffi's storyline takes a dark and suspenseful turn as she unknowingly steps right into the trap set by Luna Nozawa. Steffi, who has been a key figure in the ongoing family drama, receives a phone call from Dylan, who is being held hostage by Luna. Under duress, Dylan is forced to call Steffi and invite her to the beach house. Steffi, unaware of the danger that awaits, arrives at the location, only to realize too late that she has walked right into Luna's deadly trap. As Steffi enters the beach house, she's immediately struck by the eerie silence, and her instincts begin to scream that something is horribly wrong. Before she can react, Luna reveals herself, holding a gun and making it clear that Steffi is her target. Dylan, who has been coerced into bringing Steffi to the house, is hidden out of sight, leaving Steffi completely alone with the unhinged Luna. Steffi is left in a state of panic as Luna's threats become more menacing. With a gun in hand and rage in her eyes, Luna makes it clear that Steffi will not get out of this situation unscathed. Steffi, ever the fighter, tries to remain calm in the face of the immediate threat, but Luna's unrelenting fury leaves little room for negotiation. The stakes couldn't be higher, and Steffi's life hangs in the balance. Will she be able to outsmart Luna and escape the terrifying situation? Or will Luna's violent rage leave Steffi at her mercy? The tension between the two women escalates as Luna continues to wave the gun around, demanding that Steffi pay for her perceived wrongs. Hashtag Sheila Sharp's growing fear and desperation as the plot thickens. Another player enters the scene, Sheila Carter Sharp. Sheila, who has been a central figure in the chaos surrounding the Forrester and Spencer families, begins to grow increasingly anxious as she learns about Luna's dangerous plans. Remy Price, a key source of information, has revealed to Sheila that Luna has been trained to use a gun and is prepared to cause harm. This revelation sets off a wave of panic in Sheila, who fears for Steffi's safety. Sheila's past manipulations and evil deeds are well documented, but her desire to protect Steffi now reveals a more vulnerable side to her character. In addition to this new information, Sheila recalls a chilling remark made by Luna about leaving Los Angeles in a dramatic fashion. This cryptic statement has only deepened Sheila's suspicions about Luna's intentions, and she now knows that Luna is far more dangerous than anyone could have imagined. Sheila's concern for Steffi reaches a fever pitch, and she becomes determined to take matters into her own hands. Unable to sit idly by, Sheila rushes to Taylor Hayes' home to explain her growing fear about Steffi's fate. Sheila's frantic behavior raises alarm, and Taylor is understandably cautious. Given Sheila's history of manipulation and deceit, Taylor is reluctant to trust her, but Sheila insists that Steffi's life is in immediate danger. Sheila is no longer the villainous figure who causes chaos for the Forrester family. She has become a woman driven by a genuine desire to save Steffi from Luna's wrath. As Sheila continues to plead with Taylor, she reveals the full extent of Luna's capabilities, emphasizing that time is running out. Taylor, though skeptical, is forced to listen to Sheila's warnings. The gravity of the situation becomes undeniable, and the two women, despite their troubled past, must decide whether they can work together to rescue Steffi from Luna's clutches. #### Sheila's heroic rescue mission. The episode builds to a tense climax as Sheila embarks on a high-stakes rescue mission to save Steffi from Luna. Sheila, who has always been a master manipulator, now finds herself in the position of playing the hero. As she heads to the beach house, where Steffi is being held captive, the audience is left wondering, can Sheila overcome her villainous reputation and prove herself as a protector, or will her rescue attempt end in disaster? The tension mounts as Sheila and Taylor, now allies in this dangerous mission, prepare to confront Luna. Sheila knows that Luna is a formidable foe, but she's determined to stop her from carrying out her deadly plan. With Steffi's life hanging in the balance, Sheila's desperation to save her becomes her driving force. The rescue mission is set to be one of the most action-packed moments in The Bold and the Beautiful, as Sheila faces the ultimate test of her loyalty and courage. Will Sheila and Taylor succeed in saving Steffi, or will Luna's fury prove to be too much for them to handle? The answers will come in a thrilling conclusion to the week's dramatic episode. ###conclusion. A week full of intensity and suspense. The Thursday, July 3rd, 2025 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful delivers an explosive and emotional ride for fans as the lives of Steffi, Liam, and the rest of the Forrester and Spencer families hang in the balance. Grace's grim news for Liam and Hope's unwavering hope for a miracle set the stage for the unfolding drama, while Steffi's horrifying encounter with Luna adds a layer of tension that will leave viewers breathless. As Sheila embarks on a daring rescue mission to save Steffi, the stakes couldn't be higher. With emotional confrontations, perilous situations, and unexpected alliances, this episode is a must-watch for anyone invested in the thrilling saga of The Bold and the Beautiful. The Bold and the Beautiful. The battle between Dollar Bill and Luna Nozawa *** in the world of The Bold and the Beautiful, power, manipulation, and secrets are at the core of every character's journey. Among the most intriguing figures in the series, Bill Spencer, often known as Dollar Bill, stands as a larger-than-life character. His actions, sometimes despicable, often controversial, and always calculated, make him one of the most complex characters on the show. And when paired against the merciless Luna Nozawa, we see a collision of two people who, though vastly different, share a disturbing drive to get what they want at any cost. Their paths are bound to cross, and it's clear that the showdown between Bill Spencer and Luna is poised to be a battle for the ages. #### The rise of Dollar Bill Spencer. Bill Spencer's character has evolved dramatically since he first appeared on the screen. His persona as a ruthless business mogul, coupled with his manipulative and often underhanded tactics, has earned him the title of Dollar Bill. Bill doesn't shy away from bending the rules, often going to extreme lengths to secure what he wants. Over the years, his actions have spiraled into increasingly unethical territory. His tendency to meddle in the romantic lives of those around him, especially his son Liam, has caused irreparable rifts in the family. Bill's interference in Liam's relationships with Hope Logan is a prime example of his controlling nature. He doesn't like the idea of Liam and Hope being together, and he has done everything in his power to tear them apart. This includes manipulating situations to sow discord between them, showcasing a side of Bill that thrives on conflict. One of Bill's most notable and morally questionable acts was his attempt to get rid of Liam's relationship with Amber. After Liam, drunk and confused, woke up next to Amber, Bill took the opportunity to capitalize on the situation. He tried to convince Amber that she was pregnant with Liam's child, all in an effort to create chaos in Liam's life. Although Amber rejected his attempts at bribery, Bill's motives were clear. He would stop at nothing to control the narrative and shape the lives of those around him to his liking. Bill's descent into further immorality continued when he attempted to take over Forrester Creations. His business strategies grew more aggressive, culminating in the shocking attempt to have a bank foreclose on the iconic fashion house. But Bill didn't stop there. His feud with the Spectra family reached new heights when he orchestrated a fire to destroy their fashion house, an act that put countless lives in jeopardy. Bill's ruthless behavior continued to escalate, culminating in one of his most controversial moments, pushing Ridge out of a helicopter over the ocean. It was an act of pure malice, an attempt to not only assert his dominance, but also to break Ridge's spirit. However, one of Bill's darkest deeds came when he was involved in the death of Vinny, who died in a tragic car accident. Bill went to great lengths to cover up the incident, hiding the evidence to protect his own reputation. This tragic event not only reflected Bill's willingness to go to any length to preserve his power, but also revealed the extent of his moral decay. Though Bill's actions have been severe, they don't compare to Luna's cold-blooded tendencies. Nevertheless, the two share one key trait: their unyielding drive to achieve their goals at any cost. Hashtag Luna Nozawa. A darker force. If Bill Spencer is ruthless in his pursuit of power, Luna Nozawa is a force to be reckoned with in her own right. While Bill's villainous deeds have often been driven by business interests, personal vendettas, or the need to control those around him, Luna's actions are far more violent and emotionally charged. Luna's criminal history is relatively short, but it is undeniably brutal. She has shown a comfort with violence that surpasses even Bill's worst actions. Luna's most shocking act came when she poisoned Tom Starr's drink, attempting to kill him. Tom, whom Luna believed to be her biological father, had wronged her in a way that drove her to madness. In a state of intense rage and confusion, Luna decided that the only way to regain control of her life was through murder. But Luna's penchant for violence didn't stop there. When she believed that Bill was her father, Luna's obsession reached new heights. She went as far as to kill Hollis, a man who discovered evidence about her past, simply to ensure that her secret would remain safe. Luna was willing to kill to maintain the illusion of control over her life. However, Luna's most notorious crime to date was when she kidnapped Steffi Forrester and held her captive in a cage. This horrific act was part of Luna's larger plan to punish Steffi for reasons that remain unclear. Luna's obsession with Steffi, coupled with her sadistic tendencies, pushed her to the brink of insanity. Luna had planned to kill Steffi during a demolition at an old apartment building, but Steffi's husband, Finn, was able to rescue her in time. Despite Luna's defeat, it's clear that she is capable of extreme measures to fulfill her twisted goals. Unlike Bill, who may act out of a sense of misplaced love or personal ambition, Luna's cruelty is cold, calculated, and often fueled by a need for control and revenge. Hashtag the parallels between Bill and Luna. While Bill Spencer and Luna Nozawa are polar opposites in many ways, they share a disturbing similarity. Both will do whatever it takes to get what they want. Bill's use of money, power, and influence allows him to manipulate those around him, making him a dangerous adversary. Luna, on the other hand, uses her violence and psychological tactics to break those who stand in her way. Yet, both are equally effective in their methods. Bill's wealth and status provide him with the means to buy his way out of situations, manipulate others, and control the narrative. He has used his influence to sway governments, police, and other authority figures to work in his favor. Whether it's through bribery, manipulation, or sheer force, Bill is always one step ahead of his enemies, even if his actions are morally questionable. This makes him a formidable character, but it also creates a sense of vulnerability. The more power Bill gains, the more he becomes entangled in his own web of deceit and lies. Luna, on the other hand, is a master of psychological manipulation and brute force. Her ability to instill fear and terror in others makes her a dangerous opponent, one who thrives in chaos. While Bill uses his wealth to achieve his goals, Luna uses her violence to bend others to her will. There is no room for mercy in Luna's world. She is willing to kill, maim, and destroy anyone who stands in her way. Her coldness and unpredictability make her a far more dangerous adversary than Bill, even though Bill's ruthless business tactics have caused untold damage to those around him. Hashtag the conflict between Bill and Luna as the bold and the beautiful continues to unfold. The inevitable clash between Bill Spencer and Luna Nozawa is sure to escalate. With Bill's obsession with protecting his family and securing his business interests and Luna's desire for vengeance and control, the stage is set for a dramatic showdown. Whether they find themselves fighting for power, revenge, or simply survival, one thing is certain: the battle between Bill and Luna will be one for the ages. Bill, despite his dark history, still has moments of vulnerability, especially when it comes to his son Liam and his family. While Luna is driven by anger and madness, Bill's actions, though sometimes destructive, are often fueled by love and the need to protect those he cares about. As both characters navigate their way through a world filled with lies, betrayal, and violence, the question remains: who will come out on top in this deadly game of power and manipulation? In the world of the bold and the beautiful, where nothing is ever truly as it seems, the conflict between Bill Spencer and Luna Nozawa promises to be a thrilling and explosive ride. Their shared obsession with getting what they want at any cost will lead to dangerous consequences, and fans can only wait in suspense to see who will ultimately come out victorious.